say this, that in 29 years, she lived life to its fullest. And that's not, a lot of people can't say that. But I think Martha, we can say that about Martha. She overcame great adversity in her life. She loved deeply. She loved life and really took life to its advantage. And for that, I am very grateful. And I'm a better person for having known Martha. I loved her very much. She was an important part of our family. I think you saw my ugly mug up there in those pictures a few times, and my beautiful children were in there, and my wife as well. I was so happy to have Martha come about a year ago. She came to Notre Dame. I live in South Bend, big Notre Dame fan. It was great to have her come and visit us. We had Thanksgiving dinner, which we all know is her favorite meal. We were able to celebrate that. But she went to a Notre Dame football game with us, and that was a really great thing for me personally to have her be able to do that. I was a little disappointed to find out it wasn't on her bucket list. But, that's fine. It was still a good thing. But she was an important part of my family, and I've learned a lot from Martha. And I learned, she faced this adversity, this cystic fibrosis that was such a terrible disease. And I think she knew from a very young age that her years were limited. We're all going to die. It's a given. Death and taxes, are two things we can be guaranteed of. But most of us, don't think it's right around the corner. Most of us think we have a long life to live, although none of us are guaranteed another day. I could walk out and get hit across the street, but it's not on my consciousness. Martha, I think it was. I think she knew very early on because that she had this disease that had all these effects on her. I think when she was about 13 or 14, I think it really started hitting home that this is not just taking enzymes and intestinal problems and things, that people die from this. And I think that changed her, but I think it changed her in a good way. I think, she could have become a mean or bitter person, and I don't think she didn't. I mean, she definitely had times, as anybody is who's chronically ill, you experience pain. There are times in your life where you face despair, but I think if you look at Martha's entire life, which is what we're here to talk about, she lived a very positive life. She loved her brothers and sisters very much. I know Ezra and Bo were always so important to her. She loved being an aunt. She very much just loved her friends. I mean, the people you see here, there's people from all walks of life, from family, known her from birth, friends, all kinds of people. And just to see her life here is such an amazing thing. But I've learned from Martha that you can have a positive outlook even in the face of great adversity. She lived life. She made her bucket list and worked to check things off and did a lot of things that weren't even on the list, I think, that brought her great joy. And I think that's a lesson. I've been struggling just trying to bring, what's the meaning of all this? How do you deal with something like this, that someone so young who dies? And I think I've drawn great comfort in knowing that she lived life to the fullest. And I don't know that any of us can ask for much more than that. She was a great friend to many people. And it's great that we're here at the Hard Shell. This is a great, important part of Martha's life. She worked here for a couple of years. She met Dave here, who she loved very much, and it was such an important part of her life. So it's fitting that we are here in this room to honor her. But we all know she's a wonderful person. She also had some weaknesses, but I don't think she would mind me sharing this one with you. She loved reality TV. Right, we all know that. What's the dress one?
Say yes to the dress.
Say yes to the dress. And my personal favorite, The Bachelorette. Because I was with her this summer for about a week. She got home from a stay at Duke, and I came and stayed with her here in Richmond to help her get stronger. And at night we'd watch the Democratic National Convention, and during the day we watched The Bachelorette. So it was good. I was really mad at the end. I didn't realize that we were watching it on Hulu. I thought it had been DVR'd so that we would see the whole season. And it came up right to the very last. I was into this, like, we gotta watch the next one. And we get to the last the last guy is kicked over. There's 2 left or whatever it was. And I'm like, all right, let's watch the finale. It's like, well, it doesn't come on till next week. I was so disappointed, and I couldn't. I was too proud to admit to anybody that I was watching it. So I wouldn't watch it at home. So she was very kind. She actually live texted me the entire season finale because I was home by that point. And I have a string of, there's 500 texts of every play-by-play of the Bachelorette. So that's, to me, it's just such a fitting tribute and something that really shows Bright Light of Martha's and her personality and her love for me and for everyone. So we want to have an opportunity for people to come up. You can stand where you're standing. You don't have to come up here if you don't want to. But have an opportunity, if you would like, to share something about Martha, maybe a special story, or just something that you'd like to say about her or for her family and friends. We want to have that opportunity. This is an age-old tradition, right, of people gathering and remembering those who we love, who have gone on to the next life far too early. But it's good to do this. It's good we're all together here in this place today to remember Martha. And so I'll open it up to anybody who wants to go next. Dave, thank you.
Yeah, so I'm David, or Dave. I had the pleasure and the honor of knowing Martha for the last few years of her life, and I'm going to try to get through this without choking up. I think John said it best. Martha's outlook on life, probably one of the main reasons I fell in love with her in the first place, was even though she knew what was ultimately going to happen, she didn't let it stop her from living her life, and she didn't let it turn her into a sour or a bitter person. And that's a strength that I couldn't possibly begin to understand. But those are the qualities that she had. Through those, she was able to bring out the best in myself. And those are going to be, that's how I'm going to carry Martha with me for the rest of my life. I'm not much for words. I wanted to keep it short and sweet, but I loved Martha with all my heart. Through the good times and the tough. And I was just happy to share the time with her that I was able to. And just looking around the room, some of you I've met, some of you I haven't. But it's a testament to who she was, to see that she's touched every one of our lives, enough that we're going to be here to celebrate her life. And I just want to thank you all for being here. Cheers to Martha.
Cheers. Thank you.
Sorry. I'm Kelly Merida. We're roommates all through college, and I've been fortunate enough to become a part of the Winston family. So I'm gonna cry the whole time. And I had to write notes because I'm a planner. So I'm sure a lot of people agree there are things that will always mean Martha to me and to us. Tiny animals being cute, large animals being cute, like ugly animals being cute, animals. Gummy bears, hard shell people, white rice with sheep-wrap soup on it, sheep rice, cheesy crackers, pretty much just the word snacks, nail polish, obviously, and but for Martha and I, our thing was all New England sports teams, primarily the Boston Red Sox and the New England Patriots.
Right now.
Thank you. But Martha led New England sports teams, as did I. And that was a connection that turned us more from her being a little sister to me to being one of my closest friends. In 2014, I think, probably at the same minute, Martha and I found out that the New England Patriots were coming to Richmond to train with the Washington Redskins. And we knew right away we'd be going with each other, and we made a plan. We were going to enter that lottery for all 3 days, and I would take her if I got tickets, and she would take me. And so I got tickets, or Mark got tickets for Monday. I got tickets for Tuesday. We took each other. We got there Monday. We went with Uncle George. And we realized we had made a dire mistake. We got there too late. We were stuck on the Redskins side of the field. And Tom Brady was like, hey, over here. And Edelman.
She was still breathing the same air as Tom Brady. It was good.
I'm telling you, it was good stuff. So we weaseled our way over, but it's very difficult to get around a crowd that all want to see Tom Brady. Martha was much better at it than most. So on the walk back to the car, we made a plan that the next day we were going to get there early. So by early, we got there when the gates opened, and that was 3 hours before practice started. But we had our spot. We were going to be in the thick of it, in the heat of the game. Practice, to us, it was a game. It was fine. Edelman's right there. But those 3 hours were probably it was one of my best Martha days. I had 3 hours of just Martha. We were sitting in the dirt, in the sun, in our Patriots gear. And we talked, I don't even know what we talked about. I know we had to have talked about Ezra and Bo and Mary and Paul and Red Sox, and I'm sure we complained about hard shell and everything. But I had those 3 hours as just Martha to just soak in everything. And you just know it's like one of the best things that you could have was to have your Martha time. And it just made you feel good, and you walked away knowing life was great because of that. But I'll miss Martha every single day. Every time I see her damn team low in the playoffs. But we were so lucky to have our time with Martha, and we have our Martha memories. And so now whenever I see any animal, like ever cute animals, the Red Sox or Patriots, I have my Martha, I'll have our cute things and her sneaky smile on her face. And she's my Mothra, not my Martha. But that's my Martha memory. I miss her. That's her.
Hey, Kelly,
Yeah.
can we, from now on, anytime the Broncos and Patriots play, can we just call it the Martha Bowl?
Yeah. Deal.
Awesome.
I'll say something really quick. Hi, I'm Jesse. It was a wonderful slideshow. Thanks for putting that together. As we said, I mean, that's a true testament to a life well lived. So many adventures and so many friends. It's not an easy thing to do. Knowing what you're up against in life, it's a very rare gift in this world to be able to look at it so optimistically from such a young age. To make it through college, to have such great friends, to have the gift of such an amazing family, and so much love. Dave, it's so commendable. You gave her a gift that is beyond words. It's not an easy service to sign up for, knowing what's going to happen. Lesser people cannot do that. So it is. It's completely amazing. And, I'm not a Christian man at all, but I've read the Bible. And, my personal opinion, please don't take offense if you are a Christian, is that I don't know if Jesus really walked around and laid hands on people and gave them the gift. But what I do know and what I've seen in my life personally is that some of us do receive that gift. It's a choice and an option. It's not a gift given freely that we can sit down and we can talk with and we can be a part of somebody's life so that they make the decision that although you can be dying of a cancer or some other terrible tragedy, that you can pick up your bed and walk again in life. And that's a true gift that she was given. That's a great gift that she received, and it's even more of a blessing that she had that gift that she was so freely willing to give to other people in this world. There is not a single person that I've ever met that she touched, and it really is. That is another conscious decision. That is something that's a true testament to the life that she lived. She did so much for CF awareness, and I honestly want to say it's because of Martha that I changed my organ donor status. I honestly myself was pretty personally worried about that. What if I need it? What if I feel that when I pass? I don't really know. But the gift that gave somebody in his life that was so worthy and so willing to live it, I curse God sometimes when I stub a toe. You know, so to have a life when you're faced with something like that, to just not let that define you. You know, to be willing to live it to the fullest extent is a gift that she has to give all of us. And I really thank her for that.
Just wanted to say real briefly, I'm not going to have the ability to speak long, but I'm David's mother. I'm Barbara. And we gifted Martha for 2 years. And I just want to thank her family for making her the person she was. She was David's family. All loves her, including family from Kentucky. They all met her. It didn't take long. They feel right. And I don't know if you know this about Martha, but she was a little fixer. You had a problem. Well, you could go to Martha. You could bat it out. She found a way to fix it. It was amazing. So she had a huge impact on my son's life. I believe I'm such a crier. Usually I'm not. But we'll love her forever.
She loved you too. She really did.
So hey, you'll always have the Martha Bowl.
That's right. She didn't get to see Tom Brady's first game back. I hate that.
But today, or
Last
first,
week.
well, first
It
game
was
home.
last
First
week.
game home.
Oh, that's right. I'm a Patriots fan too, for those that don't know.
She's gonna take.
Well, I met Martha, Dave, Kelly, Mary, everyone through Martha. I started at the hard shell here a year and a half ago. It was my second or third shift. And Kelly and Martha were up at the host stand. And I wandered up there and Kelly and Martha were talking about this perfect yellow that Martha needed. And I was like, what? And she was like, I need this perfect yellow. This perfect yellow nail polish that she was looking for. Go on, tell me more. And she was like, well, I have 70 to 80 polishes displayed on my wall. And I was like, how? She was like, Dave built me a display. And I was like, what? And she was like, and there's this perfect yellow. And I was like, this like blew my mind.
It
I
wasn't
couldn't
enough.
believe it. No. Like, what? Define this yellow. So I was like, let me help you. I was new. I wanted friends. I wanted to meet someone. I wanted to fit in. Let me help you. So I started like Googling yellows. No, too dark, too light, too orange, too mustard. And I'm like, what? Have that, don't have that, out of season. I was like, this is insane. But I thought it was great because she loved Essie polishes and I had a bunch that I never used anymore because I had switched to gel polish, which we also talked about. I was like, gel is the new thing. She's like, never, I won't trade. And I'm like, no, seriously. She's like, but I need to trade colors every other day. And I was like, well, then gel's not for you. But what I decided is I wanted to give all of my Essie polishes to her. I had just met her. I wanted to, kind of like impress her with my like 30 new polishes that I give her. So I brought them to work in a bag the next day. I cleaned them all because she told me they were on display. So I like wanted to like Windex them all and like make sure they were like top notch for her. So I brought them into work. She like opened the bag. I think Kelly was standing there and she was like, ooh, this is awesome. This is cool. This is outdated. Who has this? I don't know what this is. I already have that. Sorted through them. I was just like watching. Like, whoa. It just blew my
And she
mind.
knew the name of every color.
Everyone. She's like, oh, ballet slippers had that. Like this one, knew that one 2 years ago. So anyways, from that point on, she was not impressed by my 25 polishes because she already had 80. But she added it to her like display, and from that point on, we became the best of friends. She did everything from join me on a trip to IKEA, help me paint my like skyrocketing high ceilings that not even I could reach. But she fearlessly went on like a huge 50-foot ladder with a broomstick and a paintbrush and painted it. I mean, we did everything together. We shopped for anything that we needed. Christmas gifts. She taught me how to properly gift for people. I had no idea. She says, you need to listen. just so you know, Martha's words, listen to what they want. I always thought I could gift, not until she gifted me. She gifted me the perfect things. I don't know, she was the best gift giver ever. I don't know how she did it.
She
Amazing.
Yeah.
She taught me so many things. How to paint, how to design my apartment, how to gift, how to everything. And I met Dave, and we did the bracket for the Bachelorette.
Well, I didn't. They did. Let's make that clear.
David sent me videos of Martha sitting. David sent me videos of Martha sitting on the couch watching the Kardashians eating ice cream and being like, "I resent you for this."
That was your fault.
Yes, that was my fault. But she really touched my life. And I was like, oh my gosh, we're the best of friends. And then I realized through this process that she actually made everyone feel like they were her best friend. Like, I thought when I was interacting with Martha, I was the only one. She made me feel that special, that loved, that, like, cared for. And then to think actually every single person in this room was her best friend. To me, that's amazing. It's just amazing. She will be missed. And every season of Bachelorette, I will be thinking of her.
Hey, Rachel, I just want to say that when you were describing the way Martha was going through all your nail polishes, you have to have this. No, that's last season. That is classic Martha.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Of course. She even told me like a couple days later, she was like, 15 of them I had to throw out. I was like, all right, I gave them to you. They were free. Relax. I'm sorry.
If I can try to share about Martha, I'm going to try. I'm not very good at this, but I met Martha in college, and I had the opportunity for her to live with me for a while she was waiting for her transplant. See, I'm horrible at this. I'm so sorry, guys. And you know, just hearing all of these stories, I just think of, like, that is classic Martha. And she took it upon herself to come volunteer with my 4th graders because I was a new teacher and I was falling apart. And Martha was my fixer. And she's like, oh no, girlfriend. We're going to get this done and you're going to be okay and you're going to survive, you're going to be fine. I'm going to come in and do this for you. And so she came in for several months and worked with my kids and helped me kind of whip them into shape. She gave one kid his first color change in his life in 4th grade, and she's like, oh no you didn't, go change your, you know, she was just, that was Martha. Like, she didn't mess around. We're here, we have an objective, we're going to get it done. And then he wrote her an apology letter the next day. Dear Miss Weston, I've never done this before. I'm very sorry that I messed up. So she really just sort of, you know, built her way into my kids' lives too. And I still see my kids, and that was, you know, back in 2012, and they still ask me about Miss Winston because she was very special to them. And we had some very special moments. She and I learned river dance together so that we could teach a cultural lesson, to which she perfected a move at the end that she called Superstar. And we made them do it and told them it was part of the dance. Because that was, you know, she just had this way of adding the Martha flair to everything. She despised math, but she was my math maniac for my kids, and did crazy videos running around the school looking for math. And so for that, nobody else would do that for me. There's just nobody like her, and there never will be for me. And so sorry, I'm really bad at this. I used to tell her she was like my counselor, because I could come home and she knew immediately if I had had a bad day. And she'd say, come sit on my couch, friend. And I would, and we would talk, and she just fixed it. She just would get it. She was the first one I told when I was pregnant, and I said, "Oh my gosh, I don't know what to do." And she's like, "Everyone's gonna be so excited with her." We called her man hands. She named my unborn child Morton and said he was gonna be a boy. We were gonna call him Morton, and that he was gonna love all things hippo. And so she bought him his first hippo book, and his first hippo outfit. And so she was very special to him as well. And I could keep going and going, but one thing in particular that just really resonates with me in terms of Martha is, I remember I was having a really tough time in my life, and I said to her, I said, I feel so bad. I feel so bad complaining to you because of what you're going through. And she looked at me and she's like, really? She said, my battle isn't any worse than yours. Everybody is fighting their own. She said, don't ever feel bad for just being down. And she said, it's normal. And that is one thing that I've tried to keep and carry with me in terms of Martha, is that everybody is fighting their own battle. And she was such a beautiful soul. To never diminish somebody else's struggles in light of her own. So I really appreciate her. I still pick up the phone and want to text her because it's like, I'm happy, text Martha. I'm sad, text Martha. I need help, text Martha. So she can't be replaced, and for that I'm grateful. And there's a large group of kids who are currently doing a kind of fake river dance. So I appreciate it very much.
Bravo, because you guys check off
This is my daughter, Ann. My wife wasn't able to be here, but why don't you stand up there? Yeah, so everybody should be easier to hear. Karen couldn't be here, but she did send something in writing, and Ann has graciously agreed to read it. So.
What a joy to be here with each of you in spirit as we celebrate the wonderful gift of Martha and her special presence in each of our lives. As I reflected how to express the many blessings of her life, I thought back to our final night together. As I bathed and lotioned her body, I was mindful that I was preparing her for her spiritual life. It was an intimate privilege and an unmatched experience. As I traced her through tattoos, I realized that they truly express her essence. Her body was her canvas, and her tattoos told her story. And so here is my memoir of Martha, as told by and through her tattoos, which not only decorated her body, but enhanced her soul. On her left is a hippo. Although at first blush, the third largest animal in the world, with its stocky legs and enormous belly, seemed to have a very little in common with little, long-legged, skinny little Martha. Mary reminded me of the reason that Martha fell in love with this creature. Hippos are known to mind their own business until someone crosses them, and then they don't mess around. They can run like the wind to get to and protect those that they love. Nothing could have been more true about Martha's loyalty and love, especially for her brother and sister. Mary and Paul. Martha loved you without ceasing. The Winston Trio is a special force that allowed you to rejoice with each other during the good times and to stand by each other during the bumps and bruises. I believe that you will continue to be blessed by your spirit throughout the rest of your life as Martha's memory continues to uplift you. Martha extended her sibling love to my daughters, Anne and Kathleen, as she willingly took on the role as an older sister. Anne and Kathleen, I'm so grateful for your special bond with Martha. Know that her love and support will continue to bless her lives as she continues to walk with you. Count on it. The other thing that I noticed about Martha's hippo tattoo is that although it is primarily gray, the tattoo contains a hint of pink in the ears of this strangely lovable animal. The gray reminds me of Martha's many physical, emotional, and spiritual challenges. The pink reminds me of the hope that she clung to as she embraced these challenges with the strength of this giant animal. Possibly the most important was Martha's quest for a new chance at life. The word breathe is beautifully scrolled around her right side. I was so blessed, along with the beautiful gift of my sister, Martha Curtis, to be a special part of Chuck's journey. Martha's lungs not only literally turned her body from gray to pink, but also transformed her emotionally and spiritually. She was so sick and tired of being sick and tired as she struggled to breathe while waiting for her new lungs. During this time, she became somewhat withdrawn and resistant to help and slightly cynical and unable to truly rise from herself. Still, as Martha persevered through the many clinical visits, rehab appointments, CF treatments, and pokes and prods of testing and retesting, she rarely complained, but held on to the hope of new life. After receiving her new lungs, and through these last 3 years, I watched Martha blossom into an absolutely amazing and beautiful young woman. Not only could Martha physically breathe, she worked to find gratitude in each moment of her new life. I saw her spirit soar. She became willing to express her gratitude, and she became a source of hope for others. She learned to express her love in significant and meaningful ways as she shared in Mary's gift of motherhood by caring for Ezra and Belle as though they were her own.
as she supported Paul through his Vermont move and his welcome back to Richmond, as she reconciled with her father Tim and allowed him to become a part of her life, as she became an example and source of comfort for Anne and Kathleen through some of their most important growing up years, and as she fell in love with and formed an intimate bond with Dave. What a joy to experience and share in her transformation. What a blessing to recognize that each and every day is truly a gift, and that the most important part of the gift is figuring out how to share the blessings of life with one another. The last tattoo etched on Martha's back was that of beautiful Celtic cross. Etched within the crosses are 2 G's, representing her unceasing love for her Grammy and Grampy, her respect for their ancestry and religion, and her gratitude for their ever-present unconditional support of the Wisdoms Trio. Martha and I spent many hours discussing spirituality and our different experiences. We celebrated in our ability to share and support each other through a special spiritual bond that was not inhibited by any particular religious ritual. We intimately shared the crosses placed in our lives as we stood by each other and through our own personal struggles. An old spiritual tradition states, where you stumble, dig for treasure. Usually it is not our accomplishments, our gifts, our talents, our beauty, or our successes that lead us to God. Usually it is our suffering. In living with her cross, Martha could have bemoaned her fate. She could have cursed her God. She could have lashed out at others. Instead, Martha endured her sufferings with an unbelievably inspiring courage. She insisted on living life to the fullest. She made sure to minimize the limitations that her disease imposed, and she especially rejoiced in these past 3 years in her ability to fully breathe and enjoy her new life, filled with love, excitement, and normal. What an inspiration to me of how to live with suffering without complaining about my circumstances, turning my back on my God, or holding on to resentments. Through my sharing in Martha's journey, I have come to understand that each of us can use whatever suffering is brought into our lives to bring us closer to our spiritual truth, our authentic selves, our personal God. And that this in turn allows us to share ourselves more fully and completely with those that surround us in their love. What a gift. Finally, I want to share with you the special way in which Martha allowed me to love her as we ended our evenings together, or when we hung up the phone after our weekly Sunday conversations. This blessing is one that I have said to Anne and Kathleen since they were born, and one that Martha effectually accepted from me. It goes like this. May God bless and protect you, may His face shine upon you, may He grant you wisdom, grace, and beauty. And may He will do it upon you this end. These were the final words that I whispered to Martha. As I held her in my arms. I was comforted as I envisioned her being welcomed by Grampy, by Doggy, and Big Daddy, by Randy, her love donor, by Maddie and Trevor, her Duke rehab friends, and by so many others that rejoiced her homecoming. Dearest Martha, as you celebrate your life from below, I believe with all my heart that you are always held in the palm of His hand from above. I will always love and cherish you. Thank you for your precious gift of being exactly who you were created to be. Thank you for allowing me to be a special part of your journey. Know that I could hold you close to my heart now. Please, I love you.
Thank you. Everybody for being here and sharing. So many of you shared, and it's wonderful to hear such great tributes. Thank you for everybody for doing that. I think Martha was such a big proponent, obviously, of organ donation. I think if there's anything we can do to honor Martha, it's tomorrow morning when whatever Bureau of Motor Vehicles opens up, if you can go on the website or do whatever and become an organ donor, because it really did save her life and it saves the lives of so many others, and there aren't enough people. So I think even if it's looking for one tangible thing we can do to honor Martha, we can all do that. I mean, it's no cost to us on anyone's way. So we encourage you to at least think about it and consider if that's something that you can do. So many funny stories. I love that picture of the her painting. I've seen that on Facebook, and I think that is definitely Conway's side of the family, because there's lots of pictures that we have in our photo albums of people standing too tall on ladders. So I think that must have been a character defect that came from us. But we're still here for a little bit more time, and there's a great table out there with pictures of Martha when she was a baby, and something recent. There's also a thing to sign up, which would be great if you could sign in and or tell, signing in, not going to class, a memory book. You can, so if people know you were here, if you want to say something about Martha there, it'd be great. And there's pictures and things, and we're going to be here for a while, so keep sharing about Martha. And I want to thank Mary and Paul for putting this together, and Kelly, especially too, for really organizing this really great event here. So thanks to you.
Good, thank you.